All right, let's talk about some mock draft, first round selections for the Chiefs, Kaepernick's halftime workout at Michigan, and some more potential bad news for the Washington Commanders. Yikes. But first, how about those? What's up, guys? My name is Cole, and I do daily news about the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL overall. So hey, make sure to sub. If you're new around here, hit that like button, and let's get into this news. First, I just want to start off by saying thank you for all the support. I made a community post yesterday saying that this channel has now over 8,000 subs, and I just recently crossed over the 1 million view mark. I almost said $1 million mark. Sheesh, I wish. The 1 million view mark, that is crazy to me. I started this channel just a couple months ago, and I'm very surprised, blown away, somewhat speechless about just all the support that I have received. And yeah, it has been amazing. It has been an exciting journey so far. And I just wanted to take a moment on this video to say thank you so much. It's been a blast doing this, and I'm excited to keep doing this through the draft, the season, and all that good stuff. All right, let's jump into it. A recent article from USA Today's Nate Davis has the Chiefs falling from number 3 overall to number 7 in a recent article. He says the Rams are number 1, then the Bengals, Bills at 3, Buccaneers at 4, the Packers at 5, Chargers at 6. And let's stop here for a second, though, since they are in our division. Nate says that the Chargers were one bad decision shy of the playoffs last season and have, quote, added outside linebacker Khalil Mack, cornerback J.C. Jackson. They got an interior D-line beef while retaining wide receiver Mike Williams and the 17th pick of round 1. Plenty of upward mobility for QB Justin Herbert, coach Brandon Staley, etc. A group that's proven it can compete with and beat Kansas City, and after enduring valuable experiences in an ultimately disappointing 21 campaign, they should be doing better next season. So I can see what he's saying here to an extent. That 17th pick of round 1 must be looking nice from us back here at 29 and 30. And hey, we can't forget about Joey Bosa on the other side of Khalil Mack. So yeah, the Chargers are definitely going to be contenders in our division for sure. And then he goes on to list the Chiefs next at number 7. He simply says this: the stunning trade of wide receiver Tyreek Hill could mean a step back in 2022 before 2 or 3 subsequent steps forward, given the draft capital and cap space his departure created. So yeah, he's basically saying,
I don't know what's going to happen.
My question to you all is this: is the loss of Tyreek Hill in your eyes so impactful that it moves us down from number 3 to number 7? If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, where should we be ranked in the NFL right now? Part of me thinks, yeah, that makes sense, because Hill is an irreplaceable player and one of the most dynamic wide receivers in the history of the NFL. But the other part of me thinks, well, yeah, that's true, but we have Patrick Mahomes. So it's certainly going to look different, that's for sure. But with Mahomes at the helm, there's always a chance. So I still have the Chiefs in the top 5. I mean, Wynbett's odds didn't even really move that much when the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill. They went from 9-1 to win the Super Bowl to 10-1. So yeah, none of this really matters when the season starts and we've got the draft, free agency stuff is still going on, trades could still happen. And then when the season actually hits, who knows, man? Injuries can hit any team at any time. We will have to wait and see, that is for sure. And then PFF recently released an article that says 5 boom or bust signings from 2022 NFL free agency. And the reason I bring this up is because a Chiefs player is on the list. They have tight end Evan Ingram with the Jaguars, Rashad Penny with the Seahawks, edge Randy Gregory with the Broncos, Joseph Noteboom with the Rams, and finally safety Justin Reid with the Chiefs. And this is what they had to say. Reid's last season with the Texans was laden with career lows in PFF defensive grade, coverage grade, and tackling grade, yet his choppy play within a rebuilding organization doesn't reflect his true talent. That's actually facts. In his first 2 NFL seasons, Reid showed versatility in man coverage, 81.5 grade in 2019, zone, 66.7 coverage grade in 2018, and run defense, 72.6 grade in 2018. In Steve Spagnuolo's defense, the free safety is required to play in the box and over the deep middle of the field as a physical presence. Tyrann Mathieu was able to do so throughout throughout his tenure with the Chiefs as the quarterback of their secondary. The expectation is that Reid will do the same. Since being drafted in 2018, he's played almost 950 snaps in the box and over 2,100 at free safety. Now, it's about channeling the productive first 2 years of the Stanford product's promising NFL career rather than his past two. Okay, so yeah, they kind of hinted on it, but let's dig into this for a second. And to start, I'm not the biggest PFF guy in the world per se, but we also have to note, and they kind of mentioned it in the article, that the Texans' defense the last couple seasons have not been good. Last season in particular, they were a bottom 5 defense, basically. I mean, I wouldn't go so far to say dumpster juice bad, like I've been saying about others in the past, but they were pretty bad, I'm not going to lie. I think he's going to thrive in KC, but of course time will tell there. Sterling Holmes from Arrowhead Addict says this about Justin Reid. Reid is younger, more athletic, and I'm assuming cheaper. While Tyron remains unsigned, I wonder if the Chiefs would take Reid even if the contracts end up being similar. The Chiefs gave up tons of big plays last season, and while Tyrann Mathieu wasn't always the culprit, having someone who can make up ground quicker isn't a bad thing. While Reid might not have the intangibles that made Tyrann such a valuable asset, he does have more athleticism and age is on his side. What do you guys think about the Justin Reid signing? We've kind of talked about it on several videos in here before, but now that the dust is settled, what are your guys' thoughts currently? Let me know in the comments down below. And then let's look at what some analysts are picking for the Chiefs in recent mock drafts in round 1. So our 29th pick overall and our 30th pick overall. And these are all, I believe, since the Tyreek Hill trade has happened. So these should all be pretty updated. For our first round pick, 29th overall, you have cornerbacks Andrew Booth Jr., Kaiir Elam on there. You have edge Boye Mafe, safety Daxton Hill is on there a couple times, and you have wide receivers Sky Moore, Jamison Williams, and Treylon Burks is on there a couple times. For pick 30 in the first round, I see wide receivers George Pickens, Dotson, Christian Watson on there a couple times, edge Arnold Ebiketie, safety Daxton Hill, and cornerback Kaiir Elam again. The author of this article, John Dillon, says this about the secondary picks, including Daxton Hill and Kaiir Elam. It is no secret that the Chiefs need some fresh blood in their secondary, and experts are overwhelmingly choosing to send Hill and Elam to Kansas City with their 2 top selections. Both would add physicality to the secondary that has been lacking in recent seasons, and with the arms race currently taking place in the AFC, the Chiefs will likely need all the help they can get in that department. Yes. The safety Hill would be a particularly interesting selection for Kansas City given their investment in the position in free agency with Justin Reid. A move to add Hill could be a shot across the bow to 4th-year safety Juan Thornhill and new safety Justin Reid. Given their glaring need for a starting edge rusher and receiver, drafting Hill to play safety would be a major indication that the front office is ready for a seismic shift in the way they're building their defense, though it is possible the versatile defensive back would take on a role similar to that of Tyrann Mathieu, playing some slot corner and nickel looks. And then regarding the wide receiver choices, he says this: no less than 6 different receivers were mocked to the Chiefs in this selection of drafts, each with their own unique skill set that could help fill the void left by the Tyreek Hill trade.
They're never going to fill it completely, but you know.
The last receiver selected in the first round by the Chiefs was Jonathan Baldwin in 2011 with the 26th pick overall, which turned out to be a massive miscalculation. Baldwin started just 10 games for the team in 2 years before being shipped off to San Fran in 2013 in a trade for another first-round receiver in A.J. Jenkins. This blunder of a pick should by no means influence Brett Veach's decision about this draft class. Whether he chooses to select a receiver in the first round or not, fans will have high expectations for whoever he chooses. Those expectations are likely to be inflated given the Chiefs' quarterback situation and historic production from the receivers group in recent years. So if he takes a swing at the position in the first round, he'd better hope he doesn't miss. What do you guys personally think of these picks? What are the standout players you'd like to see chosen here for the 29th pick and the 30th pick in round 1? Let me know in the comments down below. I would certainly love to see an edge rusher, very badly actually, but I'm curious to see who will remain that late in round 1. But also, hey, cornerback, wide receiver, those are big needs that the team needs also. So I'm just itching to see what the Chiefs end up doing, and I'm very excited. In other NFL news, Colin Kaepernick worked out in front of NFL scouts and onlookers present during halftime of the University of Michigan spring game on Saturday at Michigan Stadium. The free agent quarterback threw for around 15 minutes in a workout that was conducted by Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh and broadcast live on Big Ten Network. Kaepernick ran the full gamut of throwing drills, from out routes to medium crossers to play-action deep balls. The workout concluded with Kaepernick connecting on a deep shot and embracing Harbaugh. After the workout, Kaepernick made his case to quarterback-needy NFL teams to give him a shot. Quote, "I can help make you a better team. I can help you win games. I know right now the situation likely won't allow me to come in and step into a starting role, but I know I'll be able to work my way through that and show that very quickly. So to the teams that have questions, more than anything, I would say I'd love to come in for a workout. I'd love to sit down with you and have that conversation about how I could help you be a better team." He was then asked if he still feels he can compete at an elite level, and he said, "Absolutely, we can still get out there and sling it." So yeah, this is certainly a cool gesture from his former coach, Jim Harbaugh. It appears they've remained close throughout the years, and it's certainly interesting to see if anything is going to come out of this. He's recently had multiple public workouts throwing passes to veteran wide receivers and really seems to want back in the league. He would for sure be a solid backup QB, in my opinion at least, but will teams want the media storm / frenzy that would follow? Time will certainly tell there. And on the note of Kaepernick, not to stay too long here, but an article from CBS Sports came out yesterday with 8 potential landing spots for the free agent QB, and the top 3 teams were this. Number 3 was the Ravens. Number 2 was the Seahawks. And number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs.
What?
The author says, why the heck not? If any team is open to adding weapons of all kinds, it's the Chiefs. Andy Reid isn't shy about offering opportunities for comeback stories. Patrick Mahomes would likely embrace the chance to work alongside him, and Chad Henne could still stick as the more conventional pocket passing backup. Receiver Darius Fountain was recently spotted running routes for Kaepernick, and it's not hard to envision Eric Bieniemy using the QB in some of Kansas City's trick play formations. Let's be honest, I really doubt this would happen. We also have Shane Buechele currently on the roster as well, which the author did not mention. I definitely blinked a few times when I saw the Chiefs at the top of the list. I was like, what? Like, what are we talking about, bro? So, I don't know. Very interesting. That's more than likely not going to happen. And then Saints safety PJ Williams is returning to New Orleans on a 1-year deal. This now will be Williams' 8th season with the Saints, and the Dolphins are trading wide receiver DeVante Parker to the Patriots in exchange for late round draft pick compensation. Parker lands at a perfect place with stability he's been wanting, while Miami gains financial flexibility. So yeah, Patriots get wide receiver DeVante Parker and a 2023 5th-round pick. Dolphins get a 2023 3rd-round pick. Albert Breer said that Miami trading Parker is no surprise, but sending him to New England is a big one. This is a rare trade between division rivals, that's for sure. And then some interesting bad news potentially on the Washington Commanders via an article from Front Office Sports. Apparently, the House Oversight Committee reviewed information that alleges the Washington Commanders kept ticket revenue that is supposed to be shared with other NFL teams, sources told FOS. According to NFL bylaws, all teams are required to pass along 40% of ticket sales from each home game, minus ticket handling charges and taxes, to the league, which then disperses the funds to visiting teams. And at least one person gave info in recent weeks to congressional investigators that alleges the Commanders didn't pass along the full 40%. So yeah, ticket sales are the only part of local revenues that have to be shared among NFL owners. Teams don't share other revenues, from parking to local sponsorship deals with other teams. But the ticket sales, yeah. Ticket sales not only impact other teams, but also the players, since the ticket revenue is factored into overall league revenues that are used to come up with each year's salary cap. Matt Verderam on Twitter had this to say: if this proves out, Snyder is done. The NFL will put up with just about any ugly scandal. We see it every year, but withholding money from other owners, yeah, that's ball game. Don't mess with their wallets. What are your guys' thoughts on this? If the Commanders really used a scheme to hold back ticket revenue from the NFL, that is a big deal. The NFL wants their money, no ifs, ands, or buts, and will not take that lightly in the slightest. Interesting, as if the Commanders didn't have enough going on with their name change, the other controversies that have kind of sprung up from the owner and the other allegations that I don't want to get into because I'm trying to keep this video monetized, but it is crazy. Be sure of this though, I will keep you up to date every step of the way. If there's an update on this, I will certainly keep you in the loop. That's going to do it for today, y'all. Make sure to sub for more daily news like this and check out the video here from the previous day's news in case you missed it. So until next time, let's go. How about those